Hello, sixth grade. Welcome to Friday Junior, Thursday, October 15th. I'm going to go ahead and cover the slides and go over in detail your assignments for today. And we're going to talk about your novel. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So for today, we are going to be working or continue working on your mentor sentences. We've been working on grammar all week. So we are going to be continuing with that. And remember that mentor sentence, the grammar review is in your folder. Okay. So I want to make sure that you remember, you need to be sure you study your vocabulary from your novel, Wrinkle in Time, chapters 1 and 2. You have a quiz tomorrow on the vocabulary. You want to make sure that you're still working on that character chart, and I'll talk a little bit more in detail in a minute. And then, of course, your comprehension sheet for chapter 1 should be complete. Remember to keep a track of the calendar. I know some of you have moved ahead, but I am rolling out the work following the calendar. So be sure chapter 1 is done, and you should kind of already started working on chapter 2. Some of you are ready for chapter 3, so if that's your case, please, you can go ahead, not a problem. And want to quickly remind you that on Monday, next Monday, you are going to have a small quiz over those chapter 1 and chapter 2 comprehension sheets with the vocabulary, the true and false. So be sure you do review those. And let's go ahead and continue on. Remember, again, your mentor sentence is in your folder, and I'll be covering that in just a moment. And as usual, any questions that you have or concerns, please email me. Thank you to those that continue to reach out. Quick reminder also, grades are pretty much done, so they are going to be finalized and they're going to be turned in. And we'll see when you get your report card next week, okay? Okay, so let's continue moving on. We're going to move on to your folder. So here is your mentor sentence grammar review. You want to make sure that as you go through these, and we're going to go through them as well. If you have any questions, of course, email me. But you want to go through the slides carefully, because we are going to be reviewing some items that we've already gone through at the beginning of the grading cycle. For example, you're going to be reviewing pronouns. Okay, so be sure you read the instructions. You're going to highlight the pronoun in yellow. You're going to be reviewing adjectives. You're going to be reviewing adverbs. And you're going to be reviewing prepositions. So be sure you do complete the sentences down here, and you're going to be highlighting. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to your digital notebook. I wanted to cover the items in there, and let me go ahead and open this up so that you can go ahead and see what I wrote. So I wanted to apologize, first of all, guys. Unfortunately, the glitches have been happening with Schoology and just pretty much everything from Zoom on. So your digital binder, there were some glitches. I had to resend it. And when I did that, unfortunately, the work that you had already completed more than likely was erased. But please do not worry. We can go over it together. If you have any questions, email me. I want to make sure that you have your comprehension sheets and everything filled out, whatever work you may have lost. So the wonderful scholars that you are, if anything, it'll be like a little mini review. We're barely in the beginning of the novel, so we're not too far in. I would have been upset if it would have been like chapter 5 or 6, but luckily this happened only at the beginning, and I'm going to pray it doesn't happen again. But ELA 6th grade, you guys rock. Again, we're going to go ahead and look at your digital binder. If you'll notice, I did put the heading. This is the correct digital binder that you'll be using. So as you're going through the slides, you want to make sure that you have your comprehension sheet for chapter 1 complete. Again, if your work was erased, just reach out to me and we'll go over it. We'll make sure you have all the information. So please do not worry. I do appreciate all the hard work you guys have been putting into this. Many of you have said you really love this novel, and I'm so glad to hear that. So chapter 1, you want to make sure you have that complete. Now, for your character charts, I wanted to remind you again, because I've noticed a few of you have not been putting your text evidence, but you need to make sure that you are putting the character name. Okay, you put the character name here as you are introduced to them in the novel. Put a brief description, okay? And then as far as your text evidence goes, put at least 3 little nuggets of information. Tell me the page number, and you can take a quote from the book. You can kind of paraphrase the description of that character, and you're going to put those little nuggets of information right in here. As far as the picture, someone asked, well, how can I draw on the picture or on the page? Well, guys, you're not supposed to draw on this, obviously, right? You want to make sure you pick an image or picture. Look on, search the internet. If you want to pick an image of the character because you've seen the movie and you know about those characters, put one of those. That's not a problem. But I'd like you to put a picture of what you think the character looks like based on how you picture it in your mind. Okay? So if you'll notice, slides 5, 6, and 7 are all character sheets. I went ahead. If you need to add a third page, please just go to File. Let me click on page 7 on File on slide 7. Click on File, and simply just make a copy of the selected slide. Okay, and that's going to. Well, hold on a second. That was a little error. I scratch that. You're going to click on the slide, and you're going to go to Slide, and you're going to click on Duplicate. Okay, so you're going to make another sheet for yourself. So now you end up here with 4. I'm going to take this out because I don't need the 4th one yet. But again, if you need to make an extra copy, right now most of you have 2 only. But to make that 3rd one, again, go to Slide, click on Duplicate, and that'll pop up and generate another slide for you. Okay? All right. So we're going to go ahead and remind you about your vocabulary words. These are the 8 words you have a quiz on Friday. Okay, so we're going to continue on here. Here's chapter 2 of your questions. You have your quick write, vocabulary, you have some true and false, and of course down here you have an inferencing question. Inferencing is when you make that little educated guess. Okay, and then of course for Thursday, just pretty much recapping everything that I've already mentioned. I want you to read this page carefully. Chapter 1 should be complete by now, guys, as well as your Chapter 1 comprehension sheet on slide 4. Please continue working on your character sheets again. If you need to make a copy of slide 5, remember I just showed you how to do that. Please include a picture, all your text evidence, and page number for your details. If you are already finished with Chapter 1 and 2, all right, continue with your comprehension sheet, finish number 2, chapter 2, and study those vocabulary words. You have a quiz tomorrow. You need to know the part of speech, the definition. And if you want, we can have a break. We can do like a little breakout room and study time. Just let me know by Friday. And like some students, they are already in chapter 3. So if that's you, please continue reading. All right. And again, for chapters 1 and 2 on your comprehension sheets, which is this one and this one, you want to make sure these are all filled out by Friday. We'll go over it. I'll help you, not a problem. And you have a quiz on that on Monday. All right, guys, so that's all I have for today. I hope you have a fantastic Friday, Junior, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.